Hello and welcome back to the Academy of the Magical Art. Today we are going to be continuing our discussion on the 7 Hermetic Principles by discussing the first principle, or the Principle of Mentalism. Anytime you hear any reference to the law of attraction, or manifestation through thought and intention, or paradigm shifting, or changing your reality, all of these things are effective and able to effectively take place because of the principle of mentalism. This principle, the all is mind, the universe is mental, embodies the truth that everything is an emanation of our mental faculties. The all, or spirit, or the material universe that we live in, the phenomena of life, matter, and energy itself, are at their core an emanation of mind. They are a universal, infinite, living consciousness. It also explains that the phenomenal world or universe is simply a mental creation of the all, or the universal consciousness. It also explains that the universe that we live in is holographic in nature, which means that every single part contains all parts of the whole. If you look at something that is holographic, such as like a bookmark, they're usually coated in foil. And if you take a piece of that foil and cut off even a small corner of it and reflect light on it, you will still receive the entire hologram off of that little corner. That little corner contains the entire hologram. Everything in our physical reality, the smartest particle, contains every part of the entire whole because it is mental. This principle, through establishing the mental nature of the universe, easily explains the varied mental and psychic phenomena that we see on a regular basis and occupies such a large part of our public attention. There are many channels and stations on the television or YouTube or whatever that are centered around psychic phenomena and etheric phenomena, spiritual occurrences, and these things are all, again, at their core explained by the law of mentalism. The intuitive gifts are contained within the mind. The ability to hear and speak with people who have passed over is an occurrence within the mind. An understanding of this great Hermetic principle of mentalism enables the individual to readily grasp the laws of the mental universe and to apply these laws to his or her well-being and personal advancement. The Hermetic student is enabled to apply intelligently the great mental laws instead of using them in a haphazard manner. We are constantly manifesting and creating whether we realize it or not. It is human nature because we are creators, so therefore we create. Because we think, therefore we are. So by understanding that everything that we experience is an emanation of thought, if we learn to control thought and contain thought, and as we discussed in some of our previous videos, monitor our thoughts, decide what we do and do not want to allow within our mind, and then as a result to manifest into our lives, we are then able to take control over what we are manifesting and allowing to take place within our lives and change these things into a positive vibration that we seek to have, rather than being controlled by the natures of others or our own negatively learned behavior. There comes a mastery with such a thing. Understanding the principle of mentalism presents a master key to the student that they can then use to unlock many doors of the mental and psychic temple of knowledge and enter the same freely and intelligently. This principle explains the true nature of energy, the true nature of power, and the true nature of matter, and why and how all of these things are subordinate to the mastery of mind. One of the old Hermetic masters of long ago wrote, "He who grasps the truth of the mental nature of the universe is well advanced and on the road to mastery." These words are as true to this day as they were at the time that they were first written. Without this master key, mastery is impossible. Any student who knocks at the door of the temple will be knocking in vain. It is crucial and essential to understand that the universe is mental, that everything is an emanation of thought. So, to start, I want to suggest a few different things. I always encourage doing your own research, digging into this stuff deeper on your own. This information is simply intended to give you a little bit of a kickstart into a much longer path or road. So when I first began to look into this principle and seek to understand it and seek to truly gain a lot of these keys, which is a process that I don't think will ever really stop. You never stop understanding the depth of the principle of mentalism. You only gain a deeper understanding of what's already there. A man named Gregg Braden does a wonderful job of merging the science and the worlds of metaphysics. He is a trained scientist with decades of experience that is a spiritual man, and applies everything that he learns to metaphysics. He bridges the gap. There's one movie in particular that you can find on YouTube called The Divine Matrix, and this does a wonderful job of explaining the mental nature of things. I'll place a link for the video in the description bar below. And also begin researching what is called NLP, or Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Through this, you will begin to unprogram things that have been programmed into your paradigm. Bob Proctor does a wonderful job of explaining the paradigm to us and what a powerful hold that it has over our lives. It is important to understand your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, or your known beliefs and your unknown beliefs. Once you begin to realize and recognize the sets of unknown beliefs that you have, you can begin to address them and change them. And rather than having them work against your manifestations, you can reprogram them to work with your manifestations. We will begin discussing this in itself in a later video to come down. So be sure to stay tuned so that you can receive updates on when we begin delving into that material. But again, it is very important to understand your subconscious set of unknown beliefs and how they are affecting you. We will also be getting into things like altered states of consciousness and learning how to lower yourself into a state of trance before going into a ritual and performing magical operation. It is essential to get the conscious mind out of the way and communicate with the subconscious mind through the use of an altered state of consciousness to have success that you're really looking for with your magical operations. Begin researching the Hermetic Principle of Mentalism and how it applies to your life, so that you can begin to grasp this master key of how the universe works, so that rather than it controlling you and affecting your life haphazardly, you can control it and motivate positive change and proper paradigm shifting in your life. I want to thank you for joining with me today at the Academy of the Magical Art, and until next time, blessed be.